The science behind living your passion.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like.
Have you ever felt burnt out, tired? Your only focus is just to get through the workday. It is such a drag. When you wake up and you don't even feel alive, you feel half dead, you're drained, you have zero energy, and then you push your way through the workday and you're halfway done and you're just so mentally over it. And you know that even when the workday is done, you're gonna finish your day feeling drained still, and then you're gonna have to get up and do it all over again. And the weekend is just never long enough because you're spending your days doing things that you hate. I want this to no longer be a reality for you, and I'm going to explain the science behind finding what you are passionate about. When you're living in your passion, you wake up feeling refreshed. You are excited about your day. Yes, you have challenges, and yes, there are ups and downs, but no matter how much you do of your passion, there is no such thing as burnout because you're doing what you're meant to do. And when you live in alignment with your path and your calling and your higher mission here on the planet, there's no such thing as burnout. You know the term grinding? You know how you're like, oh, I'm just grinding for the next few years and blah, blah, blah. Well, the word grinding means two things going opposite directions. And if you're going the opposite direction than your soul and your heart is calling you to do, that is what is grinding, okay? That's why people experience burnout, because realistically, you can live every single day all out for crazy long days without getting burnt out. When I was living in alignment with my passion every single day and I decided I was going to do super long days, I was sleeping maybe 5-6 hours a night because I was so excited and I was just into what I was doing. There was no limit on how long I could be doing the things that I love doing because it lit me on fire. It made me excited. It made me feel like I'm acting in alignment with the things that I should truly be doing. When you're operating in that manner, there is no such thing as burnout anymore. So I want to explain to you guys this concept that I like to think with when I'm thinking about things that I want to invest time into, or let's say you're trying to pick a career, a job, find your passion, whatever the case may be. This is exactly the process that you should be thinking with when you're looking to find what you're passionate about. All right, so you should be thinking when you're approaching what you should be doing every single day with this quadrant and this logic. So as we know, everyone is going to have different capabilities when it comes to learning. I know for me, math and science was something that I picked up like that. I didn't have to study my notes. I didn't have to do practice questions. I didn't have to do anything like that. Literally just by being present in the class, I could go and ace the test on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. On the other hand, something like English, oh my fucking God, okay? Still to this day, I don't understand verbs because I hate them. I don't understand geography because I hate it. And other people are complete brainiacs when it comes to that. So that's where we have the easy to learn and hard to learn. For me, I know if I was to do anything in this category here, my hard to learn would be history, language arts. That's my hard to learn. My easy to learn would be things like math and science. And I'm just using things that you would see in school, but I want you to think with this as a passion. Like, what do you find hard and easy to learn when it comes to business skills? Do you feel like customer service, HR, accounting, financing, entrepreneurship, personal development? What things are like, wow, I'm just around it, I absorb it, I get it. Like, for me, personal development, when it comes to learning and reading, this is my easy to learn. My hard to learn would be like law. Like sitting through a fucking bar exam. I wouldn't even want to sit through the bar exam if I wasn't doing it, okay? But that's just me. And then I know people, I have friends that are lawyers, I have friends that are studying to be doctors, and for them, it's there easy to learn. So you want to focus on what is going to be easy to learn. So right here, you want to be working here. Because if it's hard to learn, you only have a period of time before you start feeling burnt out and sick and tired of the shit that you're doing, if it's too hard for you to learn. This is where burnout is going to start to happen. And now that you have the skills, you want to be able to actually put it into practice. So if it's really easy to learn, but hard to do, then you're going to run into another problem, because this is going to be your day-to-day. You're not going to spend your whole time learning the skills. For me, this was selling. It was easy to learn. I understand the concept. I understand what I've got to do. But to actually put it into practice, to talk to 50 people a day, I'm not really an extrovert, okay? I don't really want to be talking to people all the time. That's why I really like being on here. For me, this is easy to do. So then this falls down here for me. This is easy to do. Some people, it would terrify them to get up in front of a camera. This would just definitely not be the way that they wanted to do it. But you're going to have some things that are easy to learn. You're like, I understand the concept. I have to talk to a bunch of people. I have to bring them through the sales process. I understand the sales process. I have to build rapport. I understand that. But then when it comes to putting into action, you're like, for some reason, I'm stalling. I don't want to fucking talk to these people. I don't want to do the sales calls. I don't want to knock the doors. I don't want to do the cold calls. But this is going to be your day-to-day. So you want to stay away from activities that make you feel like that. You want to fall into this. You want to fall into this category because guess what? You have the skills. You find that just by being around, whoa, I'm getting goosebumps. You find just by being around the information, you absorb it. It aligns with your soul. It aligns with your calling. It aligns with what you want to do. And it just feels easy. It feels easy for me to get up in front of this camera and talk to you guys. It feels easy for me to be in front of a whiteboard and explain this. It feels easy for me. And so that's what you want to find for you. What is easy for you to learn the skills? Because you're going to have to do some kind of acquiring skills. There's not a lot of people that are just born with a gift or a talent, and some people are. But regardless, you have to work on that gift. So let's just say there's a 3-year-old that's really amazing at playing piano. Well, regardless, he's going to have to put in the work to learn more songs. But because he's so interested in it, it is going to be easy for him. He's just going to find himself naturally gravitating towards these things. So you're going to be learning the skills. That's going to be easy for you. And then your day-to-day is going to be easy for you. And this is where you literally erase burnout from your whole vocabulary, because it's no longer something that you're going to experience. This right here is where everyone has to work to get. However, there's no simple formula where I can say, you know, this is it for you and this is your thing and this is what you should be doing. But you need to figure out, what is this for you? When you put it into practice, I want you to be thinking with this. What skills are really easy for you to learn? Okay? And what day-to-day would be just so seamless and so easy for you to just be like, boom, on all of the time? And what does that look like for you? Are you the type of person that wants to work a few hours a day? Are you the type of person that wants to work 8 hours a day? 40-hour work weeks, like your 9 to 5? Is that something that vibes with you? Because there are some people that's exactly what they want. And then there's other people like me, I think that's absolute complete death. I want to be able to have a flexible schedule. And for me, that honestly looks like being submersed into my work. Some people, they want to try to escape work. They want to try to do the least amount as possible. And they want to go out and they want to play. For a person like me, I wouldn't be happy in that. And so this is where it comes to the trial and error and getting to know yourself and being brutally honest with yourself. Because guess what? If you're lying to yourself, you become your worst enemy. How are you supposed to figure out the shit that really matters to you? How are you supposed to make the moves that you're supposed to be making? Because you've been put here for a reason. And I know that there are so many distractions. There is so much noise when it comes to being out there in the world. Hundreds of thousands of distractions that are knocking on your door, bugging you on your phone, showing up, calling you. Like, there are so many fucking distractions. But at the depths of your soul, in your heart, you have a calling and you have a reason, you have a purpose for being here on this planet. You have a mission that you've got to accomplish. And you need to silence all of that for a period of time. You need to be alone, because the thing is when you have other people around you, it impacts your natural energy. And when your natural energy is impacted, your vibration is changed. So let me just give you an example. When you mix two things together, the vibration is changed. You can have rose gold, which is some kind of chemical and gold together. But if you take that chemical out, guess what? Gold becomes way more valuable. But if you have that chemical alone, I don't even know what it's fucking called. So it can't be that valuable. But you need to know what your vibration is on its own. That way you can figure out what things you can put yourself with to increase your value and what things you put yourself with that decrease your value. And then that's when you're going to find your true power within. And you need to be able to know yourself, because you need to be able to answer questions like this. And it has to be honest, because if it's not honest, It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to your friend. It doesn't matter to your mom, your neighbor, your cousin, your aunt. It doesn't matter to those people, but it matters to you, especially at the end of your life, when you look back and you realize all of those stones that I had unturned, because I spent so much time with my friends. I spent so much time partying, so much time going out, so much time being with the wrong people. And I realize that now, but now it's too late. You have to realize it now. You have to put in the work now. And you have to be able to put yourself in a position where now is not at the end of your life. Now is when you still have plenty of way ahead of you that you're able to go, and that you're able to actually figure out who this person that you're living with is. Because that is going to be your greatest gift. That's where you're going to be able to tap into things like this. It's where you're going to be able to not feel burnt out, feel in alignment, feel happy, peace, joy, bliss, all of those emotions. You realize that if you look at scripture, I don't know if this is something that you're interested in. I don't know a lot about it, but this is what I've heard. I don't come from a religious background, but people are looking for alignment, peace, and the definition of heaven, if you actually look at it, it's like a safe haven, it's peaceful, it's all of those really good, high vibrating emotions. And so people are looking to go to heaven after they die. But why not create a heaven on earth right now if you figure out who you truly are, what your calling actually is, and then just literally do it. Be in alignment with it. Be it. Become what you're supposed to be doing and become your calling on this planet. That is your surefire way to create heaven right now, and you don't have to wait until an afterlife, and you certainly don't have to wait to your deathbed to regret all of these things and figure out, exactly who you are, and by that time, you don't want it to be too late. I'm going to give you guys some homework because I understand I can present a concept like this and I can give you a motivational speech and say, you need to figure out who you are and you need to sit with yourself and do these things. But how did I do it? What were the steps that I took? Because I feel very comfortable in myself. I know who I am, and I don't feel challenged by people being around me because I know who I am. I've spent enough time alone. I'm going to give you a few tips. So first, for me, I traveled a lot on my own, and that created an incredible situation for me to get to know myself because, for one, I was not being influenced by the environment that I had grown up in. And so all of those things that were mixed with my energy before that I wasn't able to decipher, like, is this me or is that me? What energy is actually coming here and what is being brought from me versus what other people are bringing? I got out of my hometown and I went on my own, which means I had challenges that I had to overcome, and it was only me that was able to do it. So I figured out how I work best. I figured out that when it comes to XYZ being a problem, I can figure it out, and guess who I'm relying on? I'm relying on myself. And so that builds self-confidence over time because I'm the one that did it. There was no one else around. There was no one else helping me. It was me. And at the end of the day, I was the one showing up. So right there, I got to see my truer vibration. I get to build self-confidence, get to be out in the world, and I got to be responsible for that. So I was stacking wins over time, creating this arsenal in my mind subconsciously that I know that I'm able to take this on my own. And so if ever I'm faced with that again, I've got confidence. And last thing that I'm going to mention is writing, a lot of writing. Because when you sit down and you write and you honestly have no other distractions, it is quiet. Your phone is off. You don't have notifications going on. There's no fucking movie or YouTube, Netflix, all this bullshit playing in the background. There's no person that can just come at you and be like, I need you right now. No, honestly, you have time set for yourself and you're sitting there with a pen and paper and reflection and you have a blank sheet in front of you and you're able to think, when I was doing this activity here, did I feel more or less in alignment with those good feelings? Because those good feelings is who you authentically are. So did you feel more or less in alignment with that? Okay, so now move to another activity after you fully reflected on that one and you got everything out. Now, next activity, did you feel more or less in alignment with who you are when you were doing that activity? When you were learning about the execution of that activity, did you feel more or less in alignment? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be out of balance here for a period in time to be able to attain a goal. But what I'm saying is, if you expect to have a life as a student and you expect to continuously do something and you want to be great, I don't think that you're watching my channel if you aspire to be mediocre, average, less than, in the subpar category, like, I don't think you would vibe with me at all, because I think that that's pretty fucking disgusting. So if you want to be great at something, if you want to excel at something, guess what? You're going to be a student for life. And if you're going to be a student for life, why would it be challenging all of the fucking time when you pick up a textbook on your thing, on your area, and you're learning because you want to improve the quality of your information and you want to improve the type of player that you are in your field? You don't want to be dreading learning, because if you're dreading learning, guess what? You're going to be left in the dust. It is competitive. People are moving fast around here. So you want to find something that's easy to learn and easy to do. You want to be in this quadrant all the time. And if it's hard to learn and easy to do, it's still not something that you want, because you want to be able to be a lifelong student. You want to be in this quadrant 100% of the time. And for me, journaling, that really helped me a lot. Being on my own, figuring out things and building my self-confidence, it amplifies your vibration. And so there you get to see a truer version of yourself. And then when you sit down and you write and reflect, then you have that space that's held for you, that you're able to fill up with the things that really set you on fire, that get your soul moving, and that just make you feel incredibly excited about life. So I encourage you, I more than encourage you, I semi-demand that you sit down and you do this homework and you figure out what your calling is, because it doesn't just serve you, it serves everyone. When you see someone inspired, you see someone killing it, it inspires you on another level, on a subconscious level. So do this for yourself, do this for the people around you, and do this because you are going to create a ripple effect of good.